Good morning, this is Jamie, and I'm here with a 45-minute Hatha Yoga practice. I'm doing this today for the Macmillan and the Samaritans charities, and we're raising money for these great causes and doing this November challenge. So welcome everyone. Today's practice will be very gentle. We're going to ease our way into day 2 and working on as many different parts of the body as we can. For those of you that have not practiced yoga before, just a couple of basics. We are trying to breathe through the nose always, trying to extend the breath, breathing long, slow and deep, but without forceful. We just go easy for the first few times. Also, when you're doing any of these practices, stretches and movements, if you feel any pain, then you should stop immediately. That goes without saying. Just work towards your comfortable limit, being very mindful of the body and the body's reaction. Okay, so let's just take our position seated on the floor if you're able to do so. If you can't sit cross-legged, then the legs can come perhaps out in front of you like that. If you feel better with a cushion, then you can put a cushion under your hips and that just elevates the hips and has a little bit more room for the legs. Allow the shoulders to relax, so perhaps just rolling them back, and then just sway from one side to the other. Do whatever you need to do, circling perhaps one way and then the other. This just helps us come to a comfortable equilibrium. So after we've had a little few rocks, then we come to our stillness with the spine uplifted. And we can just gently close the eyes and then bring our attention inwards. We do this by watching our breath and just allow the breath to find its own natural rhythm. Don't try to change the breath in any way. Watch your breath as it flows. And feel your body's reaction to each and every breath. And now perhaps you can place your right hand on your belly, on the abdomen. And we're now going to extend the breath, starting to breathe longer, slower and deeper. And as we do so, as we inhale, allow the abdomen to expand like a balloon. Just practice that now. And as you exhale, draw the abdomen in at the end of the exhale. So as we continue in this way, allowing the belly to expand as you inhale, and then contracting as you exhale, feel the belly move. And your right hand should be moving outwards as the belly expands with the inhalation, and inwards as it contracts with the exhalation. And just continuing here for a few rounds of breathing. Extending the breath, breathing long, slow, and deep. And as we sit in stillness with the long, slow breath, then the mind slows down too. And we begin to experience this wonderful connection between breath, body, and mind. So let's try to hang on to this quality of breathing throughout our whole practice this morning. These nice long and slow breaths. Now let's place our palms together at heart center in prayer pose, and we'll say one long Om together to start the class. So inhale deeply. Release your hands, and with a few gentle blinks, open your eyes. Namaste. So let's take a standing position now. Start bringing some movement to the physical body, and we can stand with our feet just about a shoulder width apart, with our hands on our hips. And we're going to do a little bit of balancing and moving the toes at the same time. So just feeling that the toes are widely spread, grounding down evenly into the right and the left, the front and the back. And as I said, hands on the hips. And then let's transfer the weight onto that right foot, gently lifting the left foot up so we're balancing on our right foot. And then we're aiming just to move the toes. So let's clench the toes, squeezing them together, and then open them as much as we can. We're not using the ankles yet, just the toes. And just repeat that. If you need to look at an unmoving point ahead of you somewhere on the floor in order to keep your balance, then do so. So we're moving the toes of that left foot, and we're balancing at the same time. And just keep that movement going. And then gently place the foot back on the floor. Spreading the toes wide again, let's move over onto the left foot this time, slowly peeling the right foot off, and then repeat, squeezing the toes together and then opening them. Focusing our full attention on the toes and just breathing in a normal, natural manner. Don't focus too much on the breath, but try and keep it long and slow. Well done. And then replace that right foot on the mat. Now we're going to work on ankle flexibility. So keep your hands on your waist. Roll again onto the right foot, raising the left foot up. And then let's move the ankle. So we're flexing the whole foot, not rotating it yet. We're going to get there in a minute. Just flexing the foot forward and backward. And again, we're working on our balance at the same time. Okay, and let's change feet again. And flexing the ankles just forward and backward. I'm hearing a couple of creaks and cracks from my old ankles, but that's perfectly okay, as long as you don't experience any pain. And then replacing the foot again. Just take a moment to ground down evenly in the feet again. And then we're going to raise the left foot up again. The right foot goes out, and then let's rotate the ankles this time. First one way, and then the other. And you might notice some differences there. Try not to rotate the whole leg or the whole knee. We're just isolating the ankles. And let's replace the left foot. If there's any pain or discomfort rather in the ankle, you can just kind of kick out, flick the leg. This sometimes relieves that. Let's work on the other foot now. So rolling onto the left foot with the right foot going out and then rotating the ankle of the right leg. First one way. And then the other. Well done. Coming back to your center and just taking a moment to ground down once more. Perhaps widen the stance a little bit. We're working on about a hip width apart. Bending forward now, I'm going to place my hands on the top of my legs, just above the knees, but not pushing down, not putting too much weight on them, just resting there gently. Now I'm going to circle the knees. So keep the knees quite close together and then round in a circular movement as wide as you comfortably can without resting the weight on the knees. Just circling round in one direction. And then back in the other direction. Well done. Coming up to standing once more. Hands on the hips again. We're going to rotate the waist now. So grounding down evenly in the feet. Just try to move the waist round in a big circle. So you're thrusting the pelvis forward at the back, at the front, and then the bum goes back. Nice big circles, staying in one direction. And then back in the other direction. And these are all great exercises for start bringing some mobility to the body, especially if we haven't practiced for a long while or if we're new to yoga. And then coming to your stillness. Let's widen the stance now so that the feet are perhaps a meter apart. And the arms can come up at shoulder level. The fingers spread widely. And just stay there for a minute and feel the sensations. What I'm going to get you to do now is to move in time with the breath, and we're going to do some side bends. And as we exhale, then the arm is going to reach over to the other side. So I'm going to start with my right arm. As I exhale, the right arm comes up and reaches over to the left side. Inhaling, I'm coming back to the starting position. And then exhaling, the other arm goes over to the other side. Inhaling, coming up. And exhaling once again. Inhale and exhale. I'm trying to time the movements with my breath, inhaling, coming back up, and exhaling. And you should feel the side body opening. Just continue with your own rhythm and your own breathing. Timing the movements with the breath. Always exhaling as we stretch, inhaling as we come back. Just a couple more of those. And then releasing as you exhale. And this time, bringing the fingers together at the level of the chest, keeping the elbows up, so the elbows are at shoulder height, fingers together by the chest. The legs are still 1 meter apart and you're grounding down evenly. Now we're going to do a torso twist. So as we inhale, we're going to come back to this position. As we exhale, we're going to twist. So take a nice big deep breath in. And then we're going to twist to the right side, just moving the spine, twisting round, and then inhaling, coming back to the center. Exhaling the other way. Inhaling to the center. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale as we twist. Inhale as we come back. Just continue there. Exhaling as we twist. Inhaling as we come back. Just a couple more of those on each side. And then coming back to the center after your next exhale and releasing the hands. Well done. If you've got any tension in the shoulders at all, you can just round the shoulders, first one way and then the other. And you can do that any time throughout your yoga practice. You just need to tune into the body and do whatever it is that the body needs. Okay, let's go down onto the mat now, onto all fours. And we're going to do what we call cat-cow stretching. So in order to do this, we need to be in a kind of tabletop position with the hands directly under the shoulders and the knees directly under the hips. Spread the fingers widely, and to avoid any wrist pain, pushed down into the base of the fingers. And you can push down into the fingertips as well. And slightly cupping the hands. And then we're going to begin moving the spine with the breath. So as we inhale, the chin and chest goes up, the tailbone goes up, and we're bending the spine, looking up. And then as we exhale, we drop the chin to the chest and we round the back. Inhaling and just working with your own natural rhythm. Exhaling, trying to coordinate the breath with the movements of the spine. Inhale again. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Sometimes I like to close my eyes during this. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhaling. Last one of these now. and exhaling. Well done. You can sit back onto your heels now briefly. Before stretching the body forward, we're going to move into resting warrior. So the knees are a little bit wider. And then we're going to move the hands forward, trying to lengthen the spine, stretching the arms forward. If this is very difficult for you, then you can be on your forearms. And you can even hold the chin with your hands like this. But you're moving towards having the arms stretched out and bringing the forehead down towards the mat. And here I'm using the breath to soften the body. I'm not using force or pressure, but I'm allowing with that long, slow breath. Just take a moment and have a few long breaths here. Well done. And then slowly coming up. And now I'm going to lie down so that the entire front of the body is lying down on the mat. Place your palms beside your chest and have the elbows in, rolling the shoulders away from the ears. The legs are active and the feet, the top of the feet pushed down into the mat. We're going to prepare to do some cobra breathing. So the cobra or bhujangasana, this is just the therapy side of that asana. We're working our way towards the full pose. So don't come up too far if you haven't done this before or if you're new to practice. Just what we're going to do is move the body in time with the breath. So as we inhale, I'm trying to lift the chin and chest just a little bit off the mat, looking forward. And then as I exhale, I'm bringing the chest down and the face down towards the mat. And inhaling, I'm coming up. And exhaling down. Inhaling up. Again, we're trying to move in time with the breath. And exhaling down. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Inhale. Really good for strengthening the lower back and the abdomen. Exhaling. Inhaling. Exhaling. And just one more of those. Inhaling up. And exhaling down. Well done. Let's find a resting pose now. So this is called the crocodile. My feet are a little bit further apart, ankles in, toes out, and then I'm crossing my hands in front of me and resting the chin on my palms that are stacked one on top of the other. And I'm just trying to let go, allowing any tension to dissolve, allowing the breathing to settle, resting and relaxing the body. Just for a few breaths. Now I'm going to bring my palms and my hands back and place them under the hips. This might seem a little bit strange at first. My palms are going to be up, facing upwards. My left hand goes under the left hip, my right hand under my right hip, and I'm allowing the elbows to come down and rest on the mat so that some of my weight now is going through the hips and through the hands onto the floor. I'm going to point my toes and stretch them as far back as I can. So really lengthening the legs and pointing the toes, trying to stretch the legs as far back as I can. The chin can come down onto the mat. We're now working on a variation of the locust pose, Shalabhasana, which again works the abdomen, the lower back, brings circulation to the spine and legs, and good for sciatic pain. We're going to move in time with the breath once more. So keeping the toes pointed and keeping the legs straight. As we inhale, we're going to raise the right leg. Let's do that together now. And then exhaling, slowly lower it down. Keeping with the right leg, inhaling up. And exhaling down. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhaling, last one on the right side. And exhaling down. Well done. Let's switch to the left leg now and go straight on with that. So inhaling, keeping the toes pointed, raising the left leg this time, and exhaling down. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Well done. Let's return to the crocodile pose just briefly. So crossing the hands in front of you, resting the chin perhaps on the hands, allowing the toes to go out and the ankles in, and just letting go, resting, releasing any tension. Just a few breaths. Well done. And now, in the most graceful way possible, which is not always that easy, let's transfer so that we're lying onto our backs now. Once you've found your position lying on your back, just bring your knees into your chest and give them a little bit of a hug. So we're squeezing the knees in tightly. You should feel the lower back pressing down into the mat and the floor beyond. And then you can just roll very slowly and gently from the right side to the left side, feeling that perhaps we're massaging these muscles either side of the spine, lower down on the back. Allowing the long, slow breath to release any tension that you may have in there. Well done. Then coming back to the center, releasing the arms and placing the hands flat on the floor. And then we're going to extend the legs, just resting them on the mat, lengthening the back of the legs, pulling the toes towards us. So really creating a nice flex in the foot and the ankles and lengthening those leg bones. We're going to do some leg raises now, again in time with the breath. We're doing all this work to help build the coordination with the breath and the body. So let's start with the right leg. Inhaling, raising the right leg up, heel stretched away from the body, working towards 90 degrees, and then exhaling, slowly bringing the leg back down. Staying with the right leg, let's inhale up again and exhale down. Inhaling up. We're trying to keep the legs straight if we can, and exhaling down. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Inhaling up, exhaling. Last one of these as we inhale, stretching the leg up once more and exhaling down. Well done. Let's move straight onto the left leg now. So inhaling, left leg this time raises up, heel pushing away from us, straight leg, exhaling down. Nice slow, long breaths. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale, exhale, inhale. Last one on this side. And exhaling down. Well done. Moving back to the right leg, let's inhale and raise the right leg up again. Let's do that now together, inhaling up, and then just holding it there. Now focusing on the breath, just trying to keep the breathing long and slow. Activating the core muscles, perhaps squeezing down into the core a little bit. Still keep trying to stretch the heel away from us. And keeping the breath in that long, slow rhythm. Just a couple more breaths here. If the leg's shaking, that's quite normal. It means you're working. Any pain, obviously, we're releasing, always working within our comfortable limit. And just before we release, let's just move the ankles. So pointing the toes and flexing the foot. Let's do that fairly fast and just repeat that a number of times. You can do that now. Pointing the toes and flexing the foot. This just helps move the hamstrings and increase our flexibility. Pull the toes towards you once more, and then we're exhaling, lowering the right leg down. Well done. Let's repeat with the left leg. So toes flexed, ankle away from us, inhaling, raising that left leg up. So the sole of the foot is pointing towards the ceiling, and just hold it there. Trying to maintain that long, slow breath. Working towards having a straight leg, really stretching the leg away from us. Just a couple more breaths. And then let's flex the ankles again. So pointing the toes, flexing, pointing, flexing. As fast as you like, just moving the ankles and feeling that hamstring move. For the last few moments here. And then flexing the foot, pulling the toes back, and then exhaling, releasing down onto the mat. Well done. Let's bring the knees into the chest once more and give the Legs a hug towards the body. Again, we're just releasing any tension that may have been built up in the back. Just a couple of long and slow breaths here, and perhaps a little side to side. This time, let's place the feet flat on the floor so that the ankles are in close to the hips and to the buttocks. Feet should be about shoulder width apart or hip width apart. And you're trying to bring those ankles in fairly close to the buttocks, almost so that if I reach down with the fingers, I might be able to tickle the back of the heels. The next asana we'll practice now is called the bridge, but we're going to do bridge breathing. So really bring your full attention to the soles of the feet. And if you've got your feet about hip width apart, really ground down. Take a moment to ground down evenly into the soles of the feet and make your mind up that they're going to stay really pressurized and pushing down into the mat. The same with the hands as well. Keep the hands pushed down into the mat. In a moment, we're going to raise our hips up, bringing some of the weight onto our upper back and shoulders. We're going to inhale up and exhale down. So let's do that together now. Pressing down with the hands and feet, inhaling, raising the hips and the pelvis up, transferring the weight to the upper back, and then exhaling, slowly lowering it down, vertebrae by vertebrae. Inhaling up, exhaling down, trying to keep the knees parallel and the rest of the body focused and in stillness. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhaling up, and this time we're going to keep the hips high. So just try to hold the hips up there, perhaps squeezing the buttocks together. Feeling those nice strong muscles working. Just having a few long breaths. Obviously you can release at any time. Which is your practice. Always try to tune into what's going on in the body. Focusing on the breath, but noticing small changes from moment to moment. Just one more breath here. And exhale, slowly releasing the buttocks down onto the mat. Well done. And then bringing the knees into the chest for the last time. We're going to finish with another little spinal twist and then have just a couple of minutes of relaxation today. So keeping the knees together, if we can, and keeping the ankles together, we're going to move the right arm out of the way, so perhaps stretching the right arm back behind you, and keeping the knees into the chest. I'm going to roll onto my right side so that my right legs and my left leg go together on the right-hand side, rolling all the way over onto the right side. So you can rest the legs down on the floor. Now stretch the left arm up towards the ceiling and open the left shoulder so the left hand goes all the way over to the left side, creating that beautiful twist on the spine. And finally, if the neck allows, you can look over towards that outstretched left hand. The palm on the left hand is facing up. And just stay here just for a couple of long breaths, experiencing that twist of the spine, going all the way from the lower back and the tailbone, all the way up into the neck. Keeping the breath soft and just allowing that spinal twist. Just one more long breath here. And now bringing the left hand back, bringing the knees back to the center. Taking a moment to bring the knees into the chest again, keeping the knees together and the ankles together, moving the left arm back and out of the way, and then rolling onto my left side. All the way over so that both legs are on the left side. Stretching the right arm up, fingers towards the ceiling, and then opening the chest and opening the right arm all the way to the right side, opposite, away from the legs, with the palms facing up. And then finally looking towards that outstretched right hand. And just allowing that to happen with the long, slow breath. Bringing the right arm back and perhaps using that to help me bring the knees back to the center too. And now extending the legs away from the body. Going to stretch the spine, stretch the legs, lengthen the legs, and then allow the ankles to flop open, rotating the arms slightly so that the backs of the hands are on the mat or on the floor. Hands away from the body. Gently close your eyes. We're just going to have a couple of minutes of deep relaxation. So just letting go, allowing your breath to find its own natural rhythm. Don't try to change the breath in any way. Relaxing the feet and the ankles. Relaxing the legs. The hips and the pelvis feel heavy. Relax the buttocks, the lower back, the upper back and shoulders. The breath beginning to settle now. With each exhale, you just relax and release a little bit more. Bring your attention to the hands and the fingers and relax them now. Relaxing the arms. The elbows are soft. The upper arms relaxed. And you can relax the shoulders and neck too. So that now the entire back side of the body is resting, released and relaxed. With the next exhale, I really want you to just let go and sink deeper into this beautiful relaxation. Now bring your attention to the head and specifically the jaw. Let go and release any tension you have around the jaw, allowing the tongue to feel heavy in the mouth. Relaxing all the small muscles around the cheeks and the jaw, around the temples and the forehead, and especially that area between the eyebrows that we call the third eye center. Relaxing and releasing the face completely so that all the muscles feel droopy and saggy. And if you can feel any tension anywhere in the body, just let it go and fully relax right now. Obviously, a longer relaxation would be ideal, but we don't have too much time this morning. So let's begin to wake the physical body up by moving the fingers and the toes. Taking a deeper breath in, perhaps, and then just releasing that breath. Stretching your right arm up towards the ceiling and then all the way back behind you. Bending the left knee and placing the left foot flat on the floor. And then just rolling over onto your right side for 1 or 2 breaths. And then keeping the eyes closed, let's just try to find our seated position again on the mat with the legs crossed if we can. Spine uplifted. We're just going to come back to our starting position. Place the palms together at heart center in Atmanjali Mudra. And we're going to say one long Om together to finish the class. So inhale deeply. Releasing the hands slowly and with a few gentle blinks, open your eyes. Namaste. This was obviously a lot lighter than my normal Hatha Yoga practice, but I hope you enjoyed that as a warm-up to day 2, and I'm going to be back with some more of those classes, gradually increasing the intensity through the month, working with different areas. So until then, bye.